Hey guys, it's Christian Carroll from deathofacne.com. The video is titled Acne 101, and what I wanted to do is just show you the traditional or conventional way of looking at acne. Hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Christian Carroll, and today I'm going to be shooting a video called Acne 101. This is one of the first videos that I'm shooting in the series of videos that I do. I try and educate people. I try to give them the facts. I try and let them make their own conclusions about how the body actually works and how acne is affected in the body. So why don't we go and start off with Acne 101. And this is going to be according to conventional wisdom. What I wanted to do is I wanted to be very honest. So I got all these facts, talking with dermatologists, using the American Academy of Dermatology websites. This is pretty much standard stuff. This is like real one-on-one basics. Alright, let's go into it. So, the first question is, what is acne? Dermatologists say that it is a disease. Most of them agree it's a disease of the pilosebaceous glands, which are the sebum-producing glands in our skin. And they believe that they become diseased or they have a disorder, and that causes acne. Well, let's see what else. So the next question you might ask is, what causes acne? Now, the National Institute of Arthritis, Musculoskeletal, and Skin Disorders says right on their website, exact cause is unknown. It says that. And I think that's, that's kind of weird that they treat acne, but they don't really know what the exact cause is. But they say right after that, they say hormones play a role, and mainly androgens, which are male hormones. They tend to spike in teenagers, and teenagers usually get acne, so they've come up with this theory that hormones cause acne. We'll go into more of that later. Next question. How is it formed? Well, I drew this is about the extent of my artistic ability. Right here is a hair follicle, and then your hair, and then a couple more hairs. This is a skin transverse section. And these red things right here, these are my terrible depiction of a sebaceous gland. And acne forms in 4 steps. This is how conventional wisdom tells you how it happens. First, there's a plug in the hair follicle, which is actually right here. Okay, we'll draw in a little plug. Ba-ba-ba. They don't really tell you how the plug is formed, they just tell you that it's formed. A lot of people believe that it's dirt, but even the dermatologists say that no, it's not dirt. And that makes sense, because why wouldn't coal miners and construction workers break out all the time? They're like the dirtiest people in the world. Well, they don't, because dirt doesn't cause acne. So the next one is going to be a buildup. So now that the sebum, which is a natural skin oil, it usually, it's produced normally by the body. And when the sebaceous glands realize that that sebum is not out there, it says, I gotta produce more. And the reason for that is because sebum is bacteriostatic, which is just medical jargon and medical language for infections of the skin are rare and short-lived. So your body knows the importance of sebum for protecting against outside pathogens, keeping your internal environment safe. So it's kind of like a coating. And so that gets built up in here, and then they say some keratinocytes, which is another fancy word that they love to use for dead skin cells around the follicle, and that builds up. And that's where you start seeing acne formed right there. Then, our friends, the bacteria. Everybody hates bacteria, when in fact it's naturally occurring on all of our skins. They call the skin bacteria P. acnes, or Propionibacterium acnes. And they jump in here and they say, let's join the party. And this gets now bigger. And then the last buddy to the party is the white blood cells. And that's the inflammation that you see. That's the underlying redness in complexions. That's when you see, or that's when you feel that like slight pain to the touch if you have an acne lesion, because it's ultimately a cut. So you get that in here, and it swells up. If it stays under, it's blackhead. If it comes to surface, whitehead. That kind of thing. There's a bunch of fancy languages. If it gets really deep and infected, they call it cystic acne. But we won't really go into that, because honestly, acne is acne. Whether they call it adult acne or comedones or papules or cystic, whatever you want to call it. So then you might ask, well, alright, so we understand it, we know how it's caused, we know, or we think we know how it's caused, and we know how it's formed. Let's treat it. from a dermatology standpoint, they say, I think we can do that. So let's go to the treatments. So they give you a cleanser and a cream. And that's usually salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide, retin-A, which retin-A is a vitamin A derivative. And these are called plug busters. Theoretically, they go in here and eliminate the plug. And then they might give you a like clindamycin or an oral antibiotic, and that goes into your gut tube and then gets dispersed around the body, and that takes care of the buildup and the bacterium, which actually the cream takes care of the buildup too. So now you got 3 steps down, and with the bacterium gone, with the the buildup gone, the dead skin cells out, then inflammation just kind of naturally goes away because there's really no reason for it to go there. So then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, this is quite logical. This makes sense. And that's why it goes unquestioned. That's why people get so frustrated, because they see how logical the process is. I mean, look, I just walked you right through the basic steps on how they think it works. And yet 95% of kids from 13 to 25 get acne, and still upwards of 6 and 8% of people suffer from acne all the way into their 40s. If we really understand acne, and we've done the billions of dollars in research and development, and we've gone to school for years and studied it, why can't we cure it? Why can't it go away? Why do they say things like, oh, it can be treatable, but you usually grow out of it? Why don't they say, acne, that's easy, no problem about it, we can cure that up? Well, I think it starts coming into how dermatologists look at the body. And they start looking at acne as a disease. Conventional wisdom sees acne as a disease. But what happens when you start changing that? What happens when you say, acne is a symptom? When you start saying acne is a symptom, you start getting into unconventional thinking. And that should segue into my next video, Acne 102, which I want to teach you about the real way of acne works. So why don't you check out the video right after this one's done. So why don't you I'm done. That's fine. So I hope you enjoyed the videos. Hope I got some new information in your hands. Hope I start changing your view of acne. So if you want more information, www.deathofacne.com.